Welcome back to another episode of me in the garage working on some random vehicle that I own, because that's all I do is tend to work on vehicles that I own a lot, and I record them and I put them on YouTube on my YouTube channel. So welcome to my YouTube channel, i995 Impala SS. Today's video though, we're not working on an i995 Impala SS. Today we're working on this 2003 Chevrolet Trailblazer again. She's been giving me issues. What issues might you ask that is things it's been getting me doing? Well, let me get into it. So for those who follow, you know this thing very well. It's my storm chasing vehicle. And a couple months ago, 6 months ago, we did struts, we did shocks, sway bar lengths, a whole bunch of other suspension stuff to it, brakes, all the way around. Well, when we did that, I bought the cheapest stuff off eBay that I could possibly buy. There's nothing wrong with that. Problem in being is the sway bar links are loosening up. So I got a clunk in the front. I'm already tightening them up once, and the clunk comes back after 20 miles of driving. So what am I going to do? Well, you would think that it would have some kind of a nylon lock washer on it. Nope. So I'm just going to double it up with a bunch of Loctite, and these are the ones for the rear. Never got to those, so I'm going to rob the nuts off of these and use these, and well, I guess find new hardware later on. But just something to tighten them up because I'm sick of it clunking and doing all that. So we're just going to jack the front up and do that really quick. So now, before you guys go into the comments and call me an idiot that I didn't know what I'm doing or talking about, let me show you. I guess call me an idiot if you really want to, but look, right on the end of that, it's got like a little, somewhat of a lock mechanism on it. They don't have any nylon in them though, so I just figured it was some kind of a new style that I've never seen before, and that little tab would bite in there, but apparently it doesn't, so we're gonna have to fix that. So second problem is gonna be that we're gonna address today is, the good old HVAC. You start the thing up and
Mr. Body Massage Machine, go!
What the hell?
Body massage.
yeah. So what is that? Well, HVAC is HVACing in there, and it's got the little flapper door accelerometer doodads. And when you unhook the battery, it kind of resets all that stuff, and you're supposed to recalibrate it. I have some videos that I've done recalibrating it, and it worked. Well, it's kind of kaput because it's not working anymore. So we're going to get in there and dig it all up. Have the new HVAC thing. I bought this thing a long time ago. Hopefully it's still good. Hopefully it's the right one. If not, I guess we'll order another one or try to rob parts out of this one and fix that one. But we're not there yet because we got a lot of stuff to do. But first things first, I'm going to jack this thing up, take care of those sway bar links. So it is quite frustrating doing a job a couple times over when you were just in here doing brakes. Goes from stuff, but at least you get a good idea on how to remove this thing completely. Come on. Interesting. Let me get you in here. So my double up idea is only going to work on the bottom one, because back here on the top, it's just a single one that's coming loose. That's all right. We'll Loctite that one on there. But when I was in here and I was tapping around because I thought I heard that noise, it's solid. It's not doing anything. That's because now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm an idiot, the suspension is jacked up and it's doesn't have any weight on it, so that's like all doing its thing. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna loosen them up. Wrench here, whoop, pull it off, put a bunch of red Loctite on there and impact it on there. Same thing over there. Move to the other side. So on the actuator, you can see about the quality AC Delco brand, you know. And with these, they're basically pretty simple. You got 3 bolts that hold it together. You got a plug, and you got the little thing that spins the door for the flapper majigger. Biggest thing on these is you want to make sure that that little tab right there, it's within those 2 little lines. Because if it's off kilter any which way, that means your actuator's screwed up and it's up against a stop in there. You either have to reset it or it's going to continue to click. Because what's happening is there's a little drive motor in here. It spins like a worm gear setup. Turns that. And when it gets to a certain point where it's at a stop, it's just clicking. So you want to make sure it's within specs. And yeah. Other thing is specifically on these tuberculosises is in the Envoys and the Brevities and then the Saab. That one that we need is way up right in underneath here. And what they say is you got to rip the whole dash apart to get to it. Now, for those that have been around the block on the channel and seen some stuff, I ain't going to rip the whole dash apart. We're going to do it the easy way. So, let's see what we can dive into under the dash. First plans of attack is I'm going to get up underneath here, underneath the gas pedal. I'm going to pull that panel off. And I'm going to see if I can just fish my hand up in there and get up in there. Well, right there, you can see that's where the actuator's at. And when I go to turn the key on, I can see it clicking up in there. And obviously you can hear it. So that is our culprit. So I'm gonna get those taken care of. Oh, get this thing knocked out because this sucks being under the dash. So I had to go a little deeper, pull that panel off, pull this guy out. It's fine, a little dirty. That just has a push clip and holds in there. Gives us full exposure to our clackers under here. And you can see if you got to replace either one of them, they're right there. So there's a look at them again. The one that we removed is 2 5.5 mils. Got the other one over here, and then the third one is hiding right underneath here. So there's the old one out. Just had this little gear selector thing. Paint tab was painted blue on the top. So I somewhat just lined them up. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you can see that that's not really lined up right. So this one's definitely bad. Actually going to pull this apart really quick and take an eyeball in it and see what it looks like inside. But a quick side-by-side, you can see that that was just a little bit over this way, and that one's up against the stop. So let's pull this apart, see what it looks like. So quickly pulling the 4 screws apart, you can see it's just a giant gear selection setup, you know, worm gear motor. And it's probably just up against a stop somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I have to eyeball it and look at it here closer, maybe pull it apart. But I'm sure you can reclock this to where it needs to be. I did see a video, you take a 9-volt and you can readjust it to where it needs to reset to, but I'm not. My fear is one of these gears is probably stripped out or something. By the looks of it, you might be able to pull these off and, you know, use the other half of this if you got to rebuild it in a pinch, but I got the new one. Gonna use a new one. Okay, new one's installed, and went ahead and got her all calibrated. And it was just as simple as pulled the fuse off the back here. We got your fuse block here. And when you open it, you got this fuse right here. Pull that out, turn the ignition on for 2 minutes, shut it off, reinstall that fuse. And when you reinstall that fuse, you come up to the ignition again, crank it over, not to start it. Wait about like 15 seconds, 20 seconds like that, then you start it up. And what that does is it calibrates those actuators. I did have it about halfway up here on the cold, fan speed to 3, and I had this actually all the way over here because it seemed to be blowing out of the vents, and fired up and everything's working as intended. No more clickety clackety bunk bunks. Perfect. So now throw this thing back together and get on cleaning it. So I got a little crazy and decided to, you know, clean up, wipe down, just wash the windows, make it smell nice and pretty in here. But we're back to having a functional storm chasing vehicle that doesn't click, 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 like in the beginning of this video. Anyways, so that's gonna wrap this one up. We fixed the clunk in the front, fixed the actuator, accumulator, adjuster, HVAC thinger, and we cleaned it up. Can't complain. So thanks everyone for watching. Please like, subscribe, share this video, comment below, tell me how much of an idiot I am. I'm enjoying this last little bit of summer that we had. It's been summer for the last 3 days. As you can tell, I got some sun. You know, 80s. And it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Great. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.